NewsX and I'm Shivani Singh. We are tracking the latest developments that are coming in, and India now has lifted the emergency natural gas supply controls that were first imposed earlier this year, following disruptions in global LNG shipments. Now, the centre had introduced the Natural Gas Supply Regulation Order back in March 2026 after energy supplies from the Gulf were threatened by the effective closure of the Strait of Hormuz amid the conflict in West Asia. Now, several LNG suppliers had declared force majeure because of the conflict, making it difficult to supply gas under existing contracts, prompting the government to step in and prioritize supply to essential industries and consumers. Now, with the Middle East conflict moving towards a ceasefire and sea traffic through the Strait of Hormuz resuming, the government has decided that the emergency measures are no longer required. The Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas has amended the order, doing away with the key provisions that governed sector-wise allocation and diversion of gas supplies. Well, joining us right now on the broadcast is economist Mithali Nikore. Thank you so much, ma'am, for taking out your time and for speaking to NewsX. We appreciate it. Very good morning to you, ma'am. Ma'am, we were just looking at how India has now lifted the emergency natural gas supply controls that were imposed earlier this year. And this forms the third and last emergency measure that was in fact imposed by the government in March itself, right after the West Asia crisis actually unfolded. How will this now, benefit the consumers of natural gas supply, ma'am?
For having me on the show. So I think, the emergency order was actually issued on the 9th of March under the Essential Commodities Act. And that was mainly a response to the disruption of the LNG shipments through the Strait of Hormuz. And at that time, we were in a situation when a lot of industries were competing for an increasingly, rare and difficult to obtain gas supply. Now we are, in a situation where the shipments are resuming. We are seeing some normalcy in the imports. And of course, the government retains the right to reimpose, such an emergency order should the need arise. But at this point, as the supply shock is easing up, we're starting to see the government then withdraw these orders. It bodes well for the industry. It creates a situation where the prices can also slowly stabilize. But I think the first step is for the amount of supply, the quantum of supply in the market to be normalized. And I think in this entire period, very honestly, if we think about it, the government has done phenomenally well on cracking down on hoarding. And that is the one thing that has allowed, stability in the economy, especially in industrial sectors.
All right. Thank you so much, ma'am, for taking out your time and for speaking to NewsX. Well, we have some breaking news coming in from Gujarat, where a shocking